Herbie Goes Bananas. I buy it. A lot of stuff goes on in this movie. Yeah, bananas is the word for it. But are you telling me that with everything they throw in this movie, they could not have one cameo from Fontenoy? I don't believe it. Anyway, Herbie Goes Bananas is a bunch of stories thrown together, it seems like. You have these two guys, Pete and Davy. Pete is the nephew of Jim Douglas, and they have to go to Mexico or South America. They're in both, I think, but they start in Mexico, and they have to go there to pick up Herbie. For some reason. I don't know why Herbie's in Mexico, but he is. While there, they get pickpocketed by Paco, who also pickpockets these group of thieves who have some film or something in their wallet that will lead them to some secret gold. That's another plot line. You have Pete and Davy who have come to pick up Herbie so they can be in a race car to race, But also you have Paco, who has pickpocketed thieves, who's a pickpocket and ends up stowing away in there, and he's pickpocketed. In Herbie, he's pickpocketed the thieves. The thieves are after them now, chasing them around. The leader of the thieves, by the way, is played by John Vernon. Then you have another plot where Pete and Davy try to talk to Cloris Leachman, who plays Aunt something or other, so that they can get her support in the racing business. But then, in order to convince it, they have to have Pete sort of seduce, try to court, as they would say, her niece. But Cloris Leachman's onto it. But then there's another plot where Cloris Leachman is trying to seduce Harvey Korman. And Harvey Korman just loves boats. He literally gets a boner for a boat. I'm not kidding. Like, there's a scene towards the end where she's flirting with him, and he sees a boat, and he's like... But I'm just like, dude, get a room. And then you have Paco, who stows away inside Herbie, and they're on their own little journey, because Herbie gets thrown off of the ship because Harvey Korman doesn't like him because he's causing problems because it's Herbie. But Paco finds Herbie and they go on their own thing, and it's just so much. But you can't even include Fontenoy once. One little cameo. You can't. Hey, you could have had Fontenoy be the one who Pete and Davy have to meet. It makes sense. Oh, Mr. Douglas, he made sure he sent the best man for the job, and I am here to give you Herbie. See? Fontenoy. You have a cameo right there without the other insanity. There's even a bullfight. I kid you not. Herbie fights a bull. With Paco in the driver's seat and Harvey Korman and Cloris Leachman in the back. Sounds like a Carol Burnett sketch. But it's not. It's Herbie Goes Bananas because they went bananas with this movie. Oi. You've got, stars of the time, Cloris Leachman, Harvey Korman, Charles Martin Smith, and John Vernon, big names around this time. The movie itself is not bad, but it's just so much shoved together. I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember now. These two guys that want to have the race, okay, and Paco shows up. Okay, he steals the wallet, and we're after gold. Gold? Wait, what? And then after they get Herbie back and Paco's, and then they go on a boat. And now they're talking to Cloris Leachman and her niece. But then there's Harvey Korman. And then Herbie gets thrown over, but then there's more. Then there's the bullfight. It just goes on and on. It's just so much thrown together in one film. It's nuts. Also, I don't think we hear the theme song once. There's some Spanish songs playing out. It's fine. in the end, they have Paco driving Herbie in the races, which anywhere that's illegal. He's a child. I understand Herbie can drive himself, but they don't know that. But I digress. This supposedly takes place. See, okay, let's talk. This is a good place to talk about continuity. Because it doesn't make any sense to me. So you got the first film. After that, supposedly, Jim ends up with Carol. So then that makes sense that he would leave Herbie with Tennessee's mother, or aunt, so that she can take care of him. It's the same house after all. So that sort of connects. That's why he's not around. But then in Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, he's got a new sidekick. He's racing again. And they don't mention Carolyn. And he gets a new woman in this one. Susan, I believe is her name. And looks like that they're both going to have ever after. Because Herbie gets a girlfriend. And, Jim gets Susan. But now here, somehow, Herbie has gone from being in Paris to Mexico. Jim Douglas is nowhere to be seen because apparently Dean Jones didn't want to do this, I guess. They brought in these two guys. No one knows who they are, but they're fine. As characters, they're fine. They got heart. They're not heartless characters as much as Davey wants to seem like a jackass. He's not. They both got heart. They're both good. They try to scam Cloris Leachman, but they can't do it. Even Pete comes, out and says, hey, we were trying to swindle you, but Cloris Leachman already knew it. They're fine characters. They're decent. But then after this, you go to 1997's Love Bug, and somehow Herbie's a junker. And not disappointing anything, but how could he go from being part of this Douglas family and connected to all these people to somehow being a junker? But then he's a junker again, and Herbie Fully Loaded. You can say that one's loosely connected to 97, but still, you have, not to spoil it, but Jim Douglas shows up in the 97 film. So why is he a junker car? I don't understand that. I'm going to rewatch tomorrow. That's when you'll get the 97 review and Herbie Fully Loaded. I got to figure out a way how I'm going to do that, but because I don't actually have that. But I've seen it enough times, I think I can do it. But we'll figure it out. As it goes for Herbie Goes Bananas, I still say Fontenoy could have been the connection between Monte Carlo and this one. Just have him be the one they're getting the car from. Makes sense. Now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have to go back to Paris. Or have him stick around. I knew I should have gone back to Paris. I just love Fontenoy so much. But anyway, what score do I give Herbie Goes Bananas? Well, so far, the lowest grade I've given is a 7. And that's to Herbie Rides Again. So what do I give this? I'll also give it a 7. It's not as weird, this movie goes bananas, but that last act of Herbie Rides Again is so wacky that I should have gave it less, but I don't hate it, so, But yeah, at least this one doesn't try to shove other inanimate objects that are still alive, so that's another thing. But yeah, it gets a 7 for me. It's fine. It's harmless. For the kids. Out of all these, this is the most kid-orientated. It's got a kid main character. This is definitely the most kiddish of these films. So, a 7. So, what are your thoughts on Herbie Goes Bananas? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Fontenoy should have been in this film? I do. I think he needs his own show. Disney Plus, come on. Anyway, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. Fontainebleau.